Hi, my name's Akira Dan. I'm with the marketing street team here at Rubicon Theater Company. I'm on the set of Moon for the Misbegotten with actress Rebekah Tripp, talking to her about what it's like playing Josie Hogan in our current production. I know I caught you just before you head into makeup for today's performance. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me.
My pleasure.
What drew you to play the role of Josie Hogan?
Well, it's been a favorite role of mine for quite a long time. Josie she's strong, she's funny, she's seemingly confident. She's also very vulnerable and very pure, and very innocent. And I like that balance that exists between her. I also really like the relationship that she has with her father, that you see develop throughout the play. There's kind of a great juxtaposition of the hard and soft of who she is and how she deals with the men in her life, that really kind of spoke to me. And I just think the language is so beautiful. O'Neill did such an amazing job creating this phenomenal woman, and this phenomenal story. So it was just, there was no contest.
What are some of the joys and challenges of playing such a strong female character as Josie?
I think there are quite a few. It's a tough role. The more we've gone through the rehearsal process, the more I've found. And as I said before, there's a balance that kind of exists in her, and it's a really delicate balance, because you have to kind of temper that strength with this really honest vulnerability. And I think you have to be incredibly honest. As for me, as I was going through it, you kind of have to dig around in your storage bin and open some boxes that maybe you thought were sealed, just so that you can give as much as you possibly can to the story and to the situations that she's going through. Because I think that the truth of who she is the real key. Which, again, those are both joys and challenges. I think another huge challenge that I've found is that I don't wear makeup or do my hair, which is great. I love doing that on screen and on stage. I love being kind of gritty and really real. That said, when you're not on stage or in front of the camera and you're out in real life, I had to kind of give myself permission to say, you know what, I don't need to wear makeup and I don't need to do my hair because I look beautiful anyway, which is something that I think in our culture and our society, it's tough for women, for girls, because it's so focused on beauty. We're so kind of beauty centric. But the opportunity to play somebody who is very raw and very real in who she is, without any frills, and still retains a great beauty is kind of a blessing and a gift.
While playing this character, how have you been able to relate to her? How are you unlike and how are you like Josie?
I think Josie and I are quite alike. We both are very brassy, and pretty loud. Um, and I think there is something that in myself and in a lot of strong women I know, you tend to kind of project a level of confidence, which can be protective and also a little detrimental at times because you get really used to that. And I think Josie does that a lot. She really projects this level of confidence and strength that she doesn't necessarily always feel, and everybody does that. And so I can really relate to that because there's times where you feel really vulnerable and scared and nervous, and you kind of puff up a little bit and put your shoulders back and act like it doesn't bother you. And so I think we're very similar in that respect. Josie has a purity of heart that is something that I think I have, but I think I don't pay attention to as much as I ought to, or I don't give time to it as much as I should. Kind of just being really real and really open, and and so I think that it takes sometimes when you have these characters that you're working on, you have to really root around in yourself and allow yourself to kind of open up to those things that exist within the character that you need to kind of bring out of yourself a little bit more. So while that characteristic kind of lays at the other end of the spectrum for myself, I think being able to get to that through her on stage is a gift. But yeah, so.
Outside of Josie Hogan, what's your dream role?
Well, I have to be honest. This role for me is, for the last several years, has been the biggest dream role. So being able to bring her to life on stage is just, I'm so beyond grateful. It's such a gift. I think Lady M, can't say that, out loud, but in the Scottish play is a huge dream role. There's a play called Saved by Edward Bond. It's a British play, 1960s, and there's a character called Pam in it. She's really kind of mean and just ugly, and I think that would be such fun to play. And also Tamara in Titus Andronicus. I mean, I could just go on forever, but I find myself being drawn to really strong females as well. I also am a big advocate in kind of gender bending casting, where I think there are some plays that are great flipping genders and having the men play women and the women play men, or just, a great male role, throwing it to an actress and seeing what she can do with it. I think that there's nothing wrong with that.
What extraordinary women in your life have inspired you and given you strength in this role and in your own life?
So many. I've been really fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of really strong women. My mother is an amazing woman and an amazing inspiration to me. It's her birthday on March 21st. She's turning 67. She's a munchkin. That's what I call her. She's like 5'2", and I am 5'9", so it's a stark contrast. But she didn't go to college, and she's worked in a competitive field since she was 18 and worked her way up through the ranks. She's going to retire in June, and she has one of the biggest hearts of anyone I know. She's always supported me and told me that I can do anything, and I think that that's huge in a girl's life, a boy's life, anyone's life, to have somebody that tells you that you can do whatever you put your mind to. I mean, my grandmother was a huge inspiration. She grew up on a farm, and she raised 4 kids, and she just tackled a lot of obstacles. And then I also have all of my amazing girlfriends in life. I have friends that are journalists, architects, entrepreneurs, musicians, comedians, actors, doulas. It's astounding when I look at what they do and who they are. So yeah, I'm incredibly lucky in that respect.
Great, thanks for taking the time to talk with me. Break a leg today. A Moon for the Misbegotten runs through April 6th.